Hello friends, welcome to Kavita's classroom. And what are we going to learn today? It's the consumer equilibrium in one commodity case, that too by utility approach. So before beginning, a simple request, do like, share and subscribe. Here we begin. In our previous modules, we tried talking about what do we mean by the term utility, how Marshall and Higgs had this tussle. So what were the expressions given by them? So we are trying to understand the concept given by Marshall today using utility approach and the consumer equilibrium when he is to buy just one commodity. So it's a one commodity case. It simply means that if I am going out in the market, right, I am to buy something. So how many units would I be buying? What would be my, calculations happening in my mind? And where would I stop? What purchase would give me the full satisfaction? So this understanding is nothing but the consumer equilibrium, because how do we define consumer equilibrium? That situation where we get to have the maximum satisfaction and where the consumer would be satisfied the most, where the person gives lesser money and gets to have more returns, right? Keeping the quality constant, right? So here we go. They say the consumer is in equilibrium when when given his income and market prices, he plans his expenditure in such a manner which gives him maximum total satisfaction, right? Assumptions as described before for utility approach. What do we say? Rational consumer. Cardinal measurement, I said that we can measure the satisfaction derived from the consumption in terms of utils, that too in cardinal numbers, right? Independent utility, right? And then we have marginal utility of money is constant. We do have the assumption of continuous consumption, as I talked about, and the standard units of measurement, right? This would look like something different to you, but you must understand that we are here considering that mu of money is constant, though it is hard to believe because even the billionaire wants to have more, right? So after these assumptions, let's go ahead. Marginal utility analysis and consumer equilibrium. So here we are trying to understand how much of a commodity a consumer buys so that he maximizes his satisfaction attains the point of equilibrium. So today's topic in hand is one commodity case. And when we say one commodity case, what comes to our mind? If I'm to buy something, what all I have to note? What is the price of the commodity, right? What is the marginal utility of the commodity? Means what satisfaction do I get from the purchase of that commodity and the worth of money for me. For this, they have given us a technical term that's called marginal utility of money. So if I try telling you what is marginal utility of money, it is nothing but the worth of a rupee. Means the utility derived by spending 1 rupee of money. How many utils would you be getting is called marginal utility of money. So this example, you may read it out, beautifully quoted. Just pause this video and just read it out. So they say that if 1 rupee fetches you this combination and the whole content, when you take up, you feel like having 4 utils of satisfaction, right? So it means 1 rupee as and when I'm spending, I must have that reference point of 4 utils of satisfaction for me. So in this example, they have begun with 2 utils as the worth of money. Means as and when here the consumer is spending, the consumer wants to have 2 utils for every rupee spent. Okay. So now let's begin with the first schedule. And the first schedule says that mu of x means when 1 unit of x is taken, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 units of x are taken. So when the consumer is consuming every additional unit of commodity x, what is the utility derived by him? The utility, as we have talked about the law of diminishing marginal utility, the utility must decline. So the mu is declining 20, 18, 16, 8, 0, minus 5. And believe me, if you write anything, but you just follow this trend of fall, zero, and negative, that would work. I tell my students to create their own table. So they say, okay, ma'am, 10 works. I say works. They say, okay, ma'am, 9, 8, 7. I say randomly, whatever you pick works, right? Then I simply tell them, just decline it a bit more. So they keep saying 6, ma'am, 5, ma'am, 4, ma'am, 3, whatever. So I randomly pick any value which they give works. Still, okay, decline by one more value. So it can be 3, it can be 2, it can be 1. Okay, that works, right? So I have tried to show that stage of decline here with these values, right? Then I say just now make it at a halt, 0, and then negative. So because you're rational, you would not go in, deep of negative. It is -1, -2. That is always advisable. Don't go to -10, -15. So any table which you create for law of diminishing marginal utility or the marginal utility schedule works provided this table gives you a proper decline, then 0, and then negative stage. Okay. Now, it was just to make you understand. The rest we are just moving ahead with the table given in the book. Okay. Now, if they have given us this MU, wherein we also appreciate that yes, decline has been given till this, then 0, and then negative. Okay. Now, if you want to show what is the marginal utility in terms of rupee, so we have already expressed that marginal utility of money is equal to 2 utils. Every rupee spent is giving me 2 utils. So if they are getting 20 utils, it means how much money should they be spending on it? So you have to divide all throughout by 2 because here the keyword is 2. 1 rupee is giving me 2 utils of satisfaction. It means 2 utils when are there, I should spend 1 rupee. So when you have this utils table, so you have to divide with this value. I most often tell my students when it's a matter of just fetching the marks, though understanding is the best thing which you must have. But for fetching the marks, you may simply assume MUM is equal to 1 util. So you need not have this conversion. You just can carry on with this 1 util. It's not utils, it's 1 util. So you can just carry on with this first and second column, third would not be required. But if you are taking other than 1, then whatever value you are taking, you have to just divide all these values by this value. Right. So what is the header? Here you are saying this is the marginal utility obtained in terms of rupees. Okay. So here now they say this is the number of units consumed by the consumer, and these are the marginal utility spent. Now, I ask you, if you're going to buy a pen and the person says it's of 1,000 rupees, would you buy? You said, oh, very expensive. Why should I be buying so much expensive pen? You'll draw. The other person says, okay, it's 100. Probably you may say, oh, it still looks expensive for me. But if you get to have that for, say, 20 rupees, you say, okay, that's what I was expecting and I'll buy. Right. But if the person says, I am just getting the stock out because I'm closing this shop and store, right? So I'll get you 2 for 20. It means I'm just giving 50% off. So you would grab more and more, right? This is the tendency. So considering this, my point is, when do you buy? How do you measure your satisfaction? MUX should be relative to PX, the price. You pay the price when you find that thing worthy of your consumption, right? And MUX, when divided by MUM, is in the rupee terms. This is what you have done in this third table, third column. You have done MUX divided by MUM. So you would be paying the price once you find it worthy of that payment. Is that so? So if you find that pen is worth 20 rupees, then you would go for it. If that is given to you for say 100 rupees or 200 rupees, you may decline, right? So on a very similar note, you have to just check out what is the price quoted. This is your pattern of utility. Now let us understand in the pages ahead, what is the price quoted, right? If the price is given to be, they say, listen, when price is rupees 4. So for the commodity, they have taken the price is 4. Now you understand, if the price is 4, when will you buy? I'm just taking one by one, step by step decisions. When the person is buying first unit and is ready to pay 4 rupees and he is getting the satisfaction of 10 rupees, he would find it cheaper. He would say, oh, sure, please give me. Then he'll go for it again. And because law of diminishing marginal utility says that when the things are more with us, their value falls. So now the value has fallen to 18 and hence its money worth has gone down to 9. But it is still available at rupees 4. Would you buy? Of course, yes. You are willing to pay 4, right? And you're getting the worth of rupees 9. So you would go for it. You would still go for it because you're still finding it good and a good purchase because it's worth rupees 8 and you're willing to pay 4 for it. Then again you would go for it. You would also buy the fourth unit because you are getting it for the worth of rupees 4. Let's understand this with the explanation given below. Now the basic question is, how many units of X would be bought by the consumer? Right. Will he buy the first unit? Yes. Why? Because the marginal utility is 20 and the worth in terms of rupee, because every rupee must give 2 units of satisfaction. So 20 utils means 10 rupees worth it is carrying. It means while you are to pay 4 rupees and you are getting the worth of 10 rupees. So you would buy. So will he buy the second unit? He'll keep on repeating his process of buying till his price is equal to the marginal utility. So MUX in the second stage is worth 9. He is paying rupees 4, but he is getting the worth of 9. So he would be happily buying it. So how long would he continue? Continuing like this, he'll stop buying only when MUX is equal to PX. So this is the condition, right? When his worth is equal to the price quoted for the thing, then he'll stop buying. What does it mean? It occurs when he consumes 4 units. See, when till, because the price quoted here is rupees 4. So till he is getting the satisfaction more than 4 up to this level, he keeps on buying. But when he gets to have the satisfaction less than 4, he is paying rupees 4 and this is worthy till 4 till this point. Afterwards, at fifth level, he is not getting any satisfaction. So he'll stop his purchase and he will reach his equilibrium after purchasing 4 units. And this is how you have to just find the consumer equilibrium. The conditions would be given. You have to simply check out the price should be equal to the marginal utility, that too in money terms. So MUX by MUM. You do use this formula for some numericals given to you. Many a times out of these 3 things, 2 are given and 1 is missing, and that becomes a question or numerical for 3 marks. So you have to put the values and just check. If the price is lesser and utility is more, he'll keep on buying. But if the price is more and utility is less, he would not buy. Right? When this is inequality, either he is increasing his purchase or is decreasing his purchase. And when would he stop? When the price becomes equal to the marginal utility. Right. So this is the diagram. Diagram is very simple. We have simply used the price and the utility, right? Utility curve we know falls down. So this is downward sloping utility curve and price is just a constant value of 4 rupees. So wherever these intersect, this is the level which gives the satisfaction. So he consumes 4 units. See, 4 is given here because this diagram is made with respect to the schedule given above. And the price also is taken to be 4 here. So as I tell always my students that every point is not to be scaled. Only this point of intersection, when is scaled, is good to go for. So he reaches his satisfaction after consuming 4 units when each unit is priced at 4 rupees. And with this, you would get to have full marks because diagram and explanation are given altogether. Right. Now, let's understand this table. There is one more point you must note. What is this? This area. This area is called consumer surplus. And what is consumer surplus? In some books it's given, though it's mostly asked in your undergraduate classes. Consumer surplus means the difference between what a consumer is willing to pay and what he actually pays. So here, if you take any point of reference, say if he is taking these many units, right? 1 unit, he is willing to pay this much, but he is actually paying lesser. So it means this is a surplus for him. Whenever, this triangle is the consumer surplus for a consumer because he can pay more, but he is paying less. He is getting the satisfaction of more worth of rupees, but he is giving less amount of money. So this triangle is called consumer surplus. And when we talk about what is the definition, so it is the difference between what a consumer can pay and what he can pay and what he actually pays. What he actually pays. So this difference is called consumer surplus. On a very similar note, we have a concept of producer surplus also, which would be dealt in producers equilibrium concepts, right? So I hope this is done and we are almost covered. This is what we have expressed. He pays when price is equal to the utility of that commodity, and we must express this utility in terms of money, right? They have given the alternative expression also, that they have put this here and this here. So this becomes MUM equal to MUX by PX, right? So MUM is equal to MUX by PX. So this is one and the same thing, just the alternative expression of one commodity case consumer equilibrium situation, right? There are so many numericals also expected from the same concept. For example, question is, ice cream sells for rupees 20. So price is given to be 20. Priya, who likes ice cream, has already consumed 4. So she has already taken 4 units. Her marginal utility of 1 rupee is 4. Right. So marginal utility of 1 rupee means MUM is 4. Should she consume more or stop? So what is this value of consumer equilibrium? MUX by MUM is equal to PX. So PX is equal to MUX by MUM. So price is 20. MUX, marginal utility, you have to just find marginal, and this is MUM, that is 4. So marginal utility is 80, right? So 20 into 4 gets you 80. So they say if MUX is greater than 80, she should consume more ice cream till MUX reduces to 80 in terms of money worth, right? So this way they have expressed, and such questions are always expected from paper's point of view. In the next video, we'll talk about the two commodities case by utility approach. Till then, your doubts and queries are welcome. Keep studying hard. Bye-bye. See ya.